Today I have arrived some 20 kilometers away from my residence. I want to record my spiritual teaching in this environment. I arrived by my motorcycle, Honda NC 750 DCT. So this is the environment I'm in, and I discovered for the first time myself that there is a monument to Lithuanian pilots, Darius and Girenas, who emigrated to the United States before the Second World War, and they flew over the Atlantic Ocean in one motor plane, Lituanica. That was in 1933. So this monument is to the deed of Darius and Girenas, so that their deed would, in a way, unite the Lithuanian nation and incite people to work for the unity and prosperity of Lithuania. They were tragically, they ended their flight tragically because they were shot down supposedly by the Nazi Germany army very close to the border of Lithuania. So this monument was in ruins, but some time ago it was rebuilt. So this is the monument I've never heard about, and I came across him for the first time when I arrived here, because on the highway I noticed there is some sort of a monument. So I decided just to stop here and to show this landscape. This is the valley stretching far down and off, and the river at the bottom of the valley. And far off I see another highway. So this is the Lithuanian landscape. A very nice green country, though it is small, with its territory of 65,000 square kilometers and under 3 million people inhabiting this territory, with a moderate climate. Very nice. I enjoy living in Lithuania. I don't think there is any other place on this planet better to live than in my native country. Well, in general, people should live in their native countries. There shouldn't be any emigration. If there is one, it only testifies to the fact that local authorities in power neglect their, abilities and possibilities to reveal themselves in the best possible environment for their own personality. So this is the fault of the political authorities of every country that experiences huge emigration. By the way, Lithuania is also experiencing a huge emigration, because it used to have, under Soviets, almost 4 million people. Now under 3 million. Imagine if such a small nation loses more than 1/3 of its people, of its members. It's a tragedy to this small nation. It's not like for big nations hosting some several hundred million, and even if 10 million might immigrate, still there are millions upon millions inhabitants. So now I will present my spiritual teaching to you. I'll stand by this monument, at the foot of the monument, and I want to tell you what is important for you to know, because I present spiritual teachings to enlighten humanity, no matter in what country you might be living. But I represent Creator as Creator's ambassador. I have no any privileges but to live the life doing Creator's will. Creator is made up of 4 personalities: the Paradise Trinity, and I am. The 3 sources and centers of the Paradise Trinity and the Aggregate Source and Center, I am, spelled in, or rather written in capital characters. Maybe the view is trembling a little bit because I'm trying to fix the tripod that I've been carrying, and I need to unfold it so that I might turn the camera at me. And I would have to say that, well, just a minute, I'm fixing the camera. That's it. That's good. Maybe I'll move it a little bit away from the monument that you would see this scenery behind me. So, those who watch my video material on YouTube, you do know I'm Algimantas, and I live in a small East European country, Lithuania. As I've told you now, I represent Creator as his ambassador and apostle of Master Creator's Son, who has bestowed himself upon the whole of his universe in the identity of Jesus of Nazareth, and his partner, Creator daughter Nebadoni. So, like I've told you, I have no privileges but to do Creator's will. This is the only privilege I enjoy. And by spiritual teachings, I also doing Creator's will the way He is leading me from within. I do not prepare my teachings in advance. Simply I speak out Creator's living word, which is important to everyone. It doesn't matter whether or not you believe or even have faith in Creator. All the same, you are within Creator's embrace. And you are in the same universe. The master of the universe is Creator, because He's the source and center of all energy. So everything is made out of energy vibrations, no matter in what form, material or marential. It's a higher level of energy which is ahead of us after resurrection, and spiritual. It depends upon the frequency of the energy vibrations. So our form is the lowest frequency of vibrations. That's why the form is very heavy, and it is affected by viruses, by bacteria, and that's why we have plenty of different ailments, diseases, illnesses. We experience injuries, and even with a fatal end for our material body, but not for our spiritual personality, which is within this body. It's spiritual. It's not visible. And it shall eternally remain this way. Personality will have its outer form, and it'll be visible to our brethren, no matter in what part of our immense creation we shall be working, operating under the leading of Creator, and having our leaders as our brethren. In that environment we would be operating in. But they would see our outer form, while our personality is cognizant to Creator, who is the source and center of personality. And the very person of this personality, in this case, I myself feel, experience my own personality, which is spiritual and which is within this material body. So this is the personality that is going to be resurrected once this body ends this life on this planet, our initial planet, on a long and extremely long journey to paradise, to our real and native home of our personality. Paradise, the dwelling abode of Creator Himself. So paradise is in the very middle of creation. Energy is coming out of paradise into space. And out of this energy, planets are being formed. Suns are being formed. And there are special planets designed and built up also out of this energy for our further future education. First, in the identity of souls, and later on, in the identity of spirits. But today, I would like to discuss a more definite issue. Our planet is a very young planet. That's why there are still hurricanes, there are earthquakes, volcano eruptions. It's still pulsating. The nucleus of the planet is hot, with a temperature some 3,000 degrees of heat. So it's all in movement. The heat pressure is enormous, and in some parts of the earth crust, it erupts on the surface. So it testifies that this planet is very young. But there shall come a time when the planet experiences no more eruptions, earthquakes, storms, snow drifts, and any other natural calamities. And to this goal, we might also have a very big impact, even today, by enlightening spiritually our personality identity. Personality itself is, like I mentioned before, eternal and changeless. Well, now I'm mentioning for the first time, it is changeless. But it is a gift of Creator himself. Creator is not only eternal himself, but he is also the source and center of eternity. So everything he bestows as a gift upon any creature is also eternal. So that's why our personality is changeless. That is, I, myself, as a being, the son of Creator, shall ever remain this very same person. But my identity, my personality identity, shall be changing. My views shall be expanded. My outlook shall be deepened. My experience with Creator shall be much, much broader than it is now, and which is much broader in comparison with what was some 10, 15, 20 years ago, when I had no any understanding I might be a spiritual teacher, and even more, that I'll be training spiritual teachers to humanity, for all humanity. That's the situation of my personality identity. It's growth, while the personality itself as a person remains the same, changeless. I am and shall ever be I am. So, what I want to point out, that at the current time on our planet, there is a great division even in all the spheres: social, political, economic, religious, scientific. So that's why it is almost next to impossible to find a common language. Ideas, people unite just very temporarily. It is impossible for an idea to unite people for good. The only source and center that is changeless is Creator himself. So that's why only through Creator, who should have been discovered first within, it is possible to get united into brotherhood of humanity, and even more, brotherhood of the whole of creation. And wherever we might be moved to by such personalities who carry as transport vehicles our personality from one world to another, from one universe to another. Creator is the same source and center, and through him we shall experience brotherhood and unity with all those whom we're going to encounter on our way to paradise. So, on our planet, the divisional alienation among different religions does not allow even to associate among them, even though they are very similar humans, only have different background, different traditions, different rituals. And they do not dare to look at other religions. And even more, there are no pure mother religions anymore. Even within the mother religion have sprung up separate branches. Well, now they are called sects. So the biggest sect is the Catholic sect, then the Russian Orthodox sect, and different Protestant sects, because even Protestants, they split into their subdivisional sects. The same is with Muslim religion, Shiites, Sunnis. I don't even know the precise, exact terms. The same with Buddhists, the major road, the minor road of Buddhists, and so on and so forth. In some countries, it's even forbidden to have other texts than the, say, Quran in Muslim countries. Some of them. So it is impossible to have spiritual light when there are some people who consider themselves as leaders, political, social leaders, and they do not look at Creator within themselves. They don't care for discovering Creator within, because they have never heard that it is possible to discover Creator within. Well, I am and Jesus and Creator one in spirit. And Muslims should say, like Muhammad, the prophet, the great prophet, the current Muslim should also say, I and Muhammad and Allah am and are one in spirit. Since we're united within Allah, we are united within Creator. But they have to hear my teaching, just to experience the truth of my words. Because what I'm telling to Muslims, to Christians, to Buddhists, to Judaists, to all split into sects religions, as well as to atheists, agnostics. I'm addressing all people, all state leaders, presidents, or spiritual leaders. Because Creator is one for all of them. And it is only through Creator that it is possible to have unity within humanity, without a war, without a single conflict. And no weapon is necessary, because brotherhood based on Creator and experienced within, that is discovered within, does not need any gun, any cannon, any aircraft, any submarine, or any other vessel, just to annihilate, to destroy others. No. So this unity gives a lot of opportunities to reveal one's personality in the environment of their birth. And then they might travel to other parts of the world just to expand their outlook. And by traveling, they should also reveal themselves to those who they are going to encounter, just to give them a clue what nation they represent by their a certain behavior, by certain assertions, by certain manner of operation, even by the manner of speaking. Now, what is very important, and I address this to Americans, to the British, to all English-speaking people, start paying attention to your language. You neglect language because you do not love this language. Your pronunciation is terrible. Maybe you have never been taught phonetics. You should pronounce words distinctly. Now it's impossible to understand what you are saying to one another. You do understand one another because you are slurring words, slurring syllables, sounds. This is the environment, but it is not according to Creator's will. Language should develop to a higher stage. Just compare how the British Queen was speaking and how you are speaking. The manner of speech testifies what is inside you concerning even your native language. How much you show respect for every sound in your language. The same applies to all other languages. You should care not for what you want to say, but you should care that what you say should be understood by others. And what is also important, the speed of your spoken language. You are just like firing bullets by a submachine. Man's mind cannot follow that speed, and you make everything more difficult to understand your ideas, to understand what you desire to tell others. And what is the most important is that you speak out plenty of unnecessary words because you have not discovered Creator. Your language is not a meaningful language. There are plenty of empty words that you might be doing quite well without them and saving your energy and getting into closer communication with others. Mark my words, because I know what I speak out and about. So, the only and sole personality that unites us is not the ideas expressed even by a high-standing political authority or any other and, well, highly respected person in that community. No, it's only Creator, the only one. And this is forever true. Not only that, according to my understanding, I simply convey Creator's idea. Think about it. And mark my words, if you do not discover Creator within, you shall experience a bitter living with plenty of suffering, diseases, illnesses, and tragical consequences within your family or even yourselves will be experiencing tragical consequences because Creator is leading everyone, including you, to do His will. It is not simply a ritual. Well, I do this will because I want to look a better person in the eyes of others. No, this is the state of consciousness. Once you discover Creator, you do desire to do goodness to others, not because for somebody else's reward for your good deed. No, you cannot live otherwise. Your consciousness becomes spiritually ever more enlightened by Creator's Spirit indwelling your mind and each one's mind, indwelling since the very first moral decision in your early childhood. But you have been suppressing the leading from within by different false leaders of the religious sects, be they Catholic or Muslim, because even Muslim sects like Sunnis and Shiites are struggling among themselves. The same is with Christians, like even in Europe, center of Europe, in the Ukraine, there is a military conflict among Christians and even more among the Slavic nations. That's ridiculous. Whereas Creator discovers within one's heart. So, without Creator, wars will become devastating. And you shall be scheming then, plotting deeds of evil of the Lucifer, Satan, and our former and fallen planetary leader, planetary prince Caligastia, who has turned into a fairy tale character, the devil. So, mind my words. Sincerely address Creator by whatever person you might imagine Him, whether it is a higher mind, a higher source, a higher force, Jesus, Father, but address sincerely in your own words You will begin to experience peace within your consciousness. That experience will tell you, my words were true. If you follow them sincerely and consistently. If you didn't feel right at once a different state of your consciousness, don't stop your efforts. Don't give up this way, this vector, this direction. And don't give in. Be resilient. Be, well, honest with yourself. Whether or not you have done it really sincerely. Address at least for a couple of minutes a day in any place where your mind is not distracted by some outer attractions or any noise. But this is at your choice. At what time of the day, it's again at your choice. Where you might find yourself in the most pleasant environment to your own personality. I need your assistance. I need, as I work for Creator, but belonging to no any human institution or organization, just to Creator Himself. And that's why I say, to change humanity, it is possible only by spiritually enlightening everyone. Once this everyone begins to experience what I'm telling you all, and I'll be doing it all the time until I complete my mission.